guys, welcome back to avoidfainting.blogspot.com. I'm Stacey-Beth, and this is my friend Ash.
Nice to meet y'all.
We are going to be starting a new little project here on the blog where once a week we'll be putting out a video where we talk about a specific horror-related topic. And tonight is going to be on our favorite and least favorite remakes. Tell us a little bit about your views on remakes in general.
Well, these days we've had a slew of bad ones, and I think that's really just soured opinion on remakes in general. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Hollywood's run out of ideas. They only make remakes and they all suck. No, Hollywood's actually made them for many, many years.
Yeah.
But the difference is, back then, the movies propped up the original. They were great movies on their own, but also harkened back to great originals.
And that goes into our whole belief, we both share it, that we're fine with remakes if they are necessary or they can improve upon the original.
Yep.
If you're just doing it for a cash grab, it's not going to be good. You already know that right off the bat. It's going to suck, which has been the case for a lot of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just start off with my favorite remake. It's not my number one favorite, but it is one of my favorites, and it's 2006's The Omen, which I can already hear everybody booing about it, but I loved it. I think it was really stylish. I think it was well shot, and I think it had creepy visuals, and I think a lot of that was due in part to the special effects they had, which they didn't have around the time of the original. I believe it was 76. We all know the plot, of course, kids Antichrist, or need I say more? And if you don't know the plot, then go IMDb it, all right? I'm not going to spoon feed this to you. The cast, I think, was a big help. It was Liev Schreiber playing Robert Thorne, the father. The mom was played by Julia Stiles, which was, I think, an odd casting. That was pretty bizarre to me. We all know her from 10 Things I Hate About You, and she just got a face I like to hate, but she played her role of the kind of manic mom really well, The nanny, played by Mia Farrow, Rosemary's Baby Mia Farrow, Mrs. Baylock. Everybody knows Mrs. Baylock. She came on after the original nanny killed herself in that infamous scene. This is all for you, Damien. She was great. The guy who played the photographer, I don't remember his name. He was amazing. Pete Postlethwaite, who played the priest, fucking fantastic as usual.
I agree.
Well, wonderful. It was just a really good cast all around, except for Julia Stiles, but we can let that go for a little bit. Seamus Davy Fitzpatrick played Damien, and while he was good, he wasn't as creepy as the original, but he did play cute and creepy very well. I think what made him not creepy enough was that he was really, really cute. He was really adorable. The original was cute, but he wasn't as adorable as the remake kid or whatever. But he didn't really need to do anything other than be cute and creepy. So he was successful in that aspect. I think what really, really also lent itself to the movie was again, like I said, the special effects. With the death scenes, you had the decapitation scene with the photographer. I think that was amazing. And just like the original, which was amazing in itself, the remake version of it had more gore. You saw that head just spurting everywhere. The priest impalement scene was just the same, but, it added a little bit more. You saw it go through him, as opposed to the original, you could kind of see it behind him. It added a little bit more, and I think that was definitely to its advantage in the remake. Overall, acting, the visuals, I think they all did really well in improving upon the film. It's not better, but it passed the test.
Yeah.
I think it was a good one.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
The cast really was what made it.
Agreed.
Even Julia Stiles.
Yeah, agreed, yeah. What's your pick?
My pick, and a lot of people might be giving me hate for this, is Evil Dead 2. There are two camps of Evil Dead.
People are going to give me more hate for my pick than yours. Everybody loves Evil Dead.
Because in the Evil Dead community, there are two sides of this. There are the ones that say Evil Dead 2 is a remake, and then others are like, no, it's a sequel. And they argue about it quite often. I think it is a remake sequel. It is literally Evil Dead 1.5.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Sam Raimi himself said it was a remake.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can't really go.
You heard it from the horse's mouth.
Created it.
Yeah.
Because basically the first movie was a student film. It was very low budget. It was very amateur. You could tell by the makeup. It was just what it was. It was an art house film. They literally released it thinking, it might make some money. It actually sold well. And Sam was like, hey, we have all this money. Now I have the money to make the film I wanted to make, but I didn't have enough money to make in the first place. So that's what Evil Dead 2 was. It had a much larger budget. The creature effects were amazing. You know, the little puppets that they used. And Ted Raimi, that poor man, having to fit in this huge fat suit and stuck under a floor, which it wasn't like a basement. It was literally a hole in the ground with a door that shut. There was no air conditioning. So this poor man, this latex outfit, sweating just gallons and gallons of sweat. And you can actually see it in the movie. If you pause a few frames, you can see it. So yes, I think Sam Raimi puts his brother in his films just to torture him, because he's a sadistic man. I thought he'd improved.
It's a great film.
I thought they improved many elements. I love the addition of the comedy element, which he's used ever since then. Even Drag Me to Hell, you can see that dark humor, and that kind of started with Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I thought it did well. It was just a great movie, great lines. Bruce Campbell just knocked it out of the park.
It's just fun fucking movie.
And the tone of that movie just influenced every single, movie since then. Even like Army of Darkness, which wasn't a horror film, but it was action adventure, but even still had that just stupid kind of Three Stooges humor. And now they're making Ash vs. Evil Dead. I'm sure you've all seen the trailer. If you haven't, you should be drugged in the woods and beaten, because it's just awesome.
Or you can just click pause and go watch it.
Yeah, pause.
You don't have to die.
Let's just go watch it.
Yeah, go watch it.
But yeah, that's why it's my favorite, because as you can see, I am a fan of that series. An honorable mention has to be Cronenberg's The Fly, because Jeff Goldblum is a god.
I forgot my honorable mention.
Oh.
My honorable, just real quick, I'll throw mine out there. The Thing. But we'll leave that for another time. So we're going to go straight into our least favorite remake.
Yeah, just horror films.
My least favorite is going to be 98's Psycho, by Gus Van Sant, who did Good Will Hunting. You know, what happened there, man? It was shot in, again, 98, so it was set in present day. So, they tried to modernize it and stuff, and we all know the plot already of that, so I don't need to give that to you either. Starred Vince Vaughn, Anne Heche, Julianne Moore, and William H. Macy. Vince Vaughn, we're going to start there. That dude is, we all love him in his comedic roles, Wedding Crashers, all that kind of stuff. But I think he just was a bad casting idea for this movie, because he's 6'5", he's this giant man, and then you think of Anthony Perkins, and he's this meek, innocent-looking guy until it's too late. And with Vince Vaughn, you're kind of like already like, I don't know about this guy, he seemed more demented than the original Norman Bates. It just wasn't a good role for him. It was just not good casting on their part. Anne Heche, Anne Heche, what the fuck? Why? Because she had short blonde hair and blue eyes? Is that the only reason why you could cast her as Janet Leigh's person? Like, no, come on. It was just such a bizarre thing. She's not a major actor. She wasn't at the time. She still isn't. When you're on this other with Julianne Moore, William H. Macy, it's just like, what the hell is going on here? Why did you put this person in? Julianne Moore, it's Julianne Moore. William H. Macy, I'm going to have to say, is the only decent role actor in that movie, and it's just, it was all around just a bizarre casting idea. I just don't understand how it happened. I don't know what the deal was. But of course, everybody knows that the film was a total failure. It's been bashed to no fucking end. I feel like it just don't talk about that one, there was some stuff in there that was just a little bit even more bizarre than the casting. The masturbation scene, which in itself was just like, hey, why would you add that? It was so uncomfortable. I was 11 years old watching it, and my grandma was sitting next to me. It was just, it triggered this memory, and in the original you see, Norman Bates going through the little peephole looking at Marion Crane undressing, getting ready to take that infamous shower, and there's no masturbation. It might be implied. You might understand that he's doing it for perverted, nefarious purposes, but that's it. It was the 60s. You couldn't really elaborate on that too much, But this time they were just like, oh no, let's show it all, or not show it all, but let's hear it all, And I'm like, no, I don't need to hear you jerking it, dude. I promise you, especially to Anne Heche. It just makes it even more awful. They did that, and then the iconic shower scene in itself was just so much of a letdown. It was so less impactful than the original shower scene. It's in black and white, and you hear the and the music and everything was just so great about the original. And then you get to this scene, and they're injecting it with scenes of storm clouds. So you're kind of taken away out of that terror that you know from the original, and it just doesn't make sense. It's like, why did you think that this would be better for you? Like, you're already following it shot for shot. Why the hell are you going to put this random shit in there, And, I mean, the only good thing was that the score was the same. They kept the original score, but it was a new arrangement by Danny Elfman, but it was the same. That's really the only thing that worked for that movie, was they kept the original score. That was about it. It was a perfect example of a remake that is not necessary and did not improve upon the original film by any means. It's definitely going to be probably my least favorite, next to my dishonorable mention of Wicker Man.
No, not the bees!
Ah, the bees. Yeah. What's your pick?
My pick is going to have to be Nightmare on Elm Street 2010. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I mean, you see the glove behind me. I love that series. And to know that this movie came out just ruins it for me, because it was made by Platinum Dunes, who have made a slew of 80s remakes that have all sucked. And it's really the reason why people these days hear about remakes and they're like, oh God, it's going to suck.
Especially for beloved classics.
Yeah, and it's because of Platinum Dunes.
Thanks, shitheads.
Yeah. The basic story element's kind of the same. Again, teenagers getting killed, parents not believing them. But they introduced this whole is he or is he not a pedophile side story. I thought it was stupid. I only thought they did it for shock value, because the movie, other than that, has no scares whatsoever. The movie's filled with jump scares, and they don't work because literally they come out of nowhere. So there's no tense. They don't build up tension. They don't build it up and then scare the shit out of you. It's literally out of nowhere. It's like
there was none of that terror that you get from the original.
Exactly.
Whoop, guys, sorry about that.
Sorry about that. Phone. I'll put it on mute.
All right.
Basically, Freddy. Also, Freddy was not scary. Haley Earl Jackman is a great.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl Haley is a great actor, but in this role, his lines were dull, and his makeup looked like a burned Kindle, fucked a zombie, and the offspring is Freddy.
God.
And it wasn't scary at all.
Yeah.
And the villain can only be as good as his nemesis, which is Nancy. In this movie, she's boring, she's dull, she's emo.
It's Rooney Mara, right?
Yeah, from Girl with Dragon Tattoo.
Yep.
And again, good actress, shitty script or something, because it just was dull as hell to watch.
A badly written role.
It was. It was a badly written movie. And it just, it's one of those things, just like Psycho remake. It didn't really, this is not a movie that's going to stand up over the test of time. People aren't going to go 10 years from now going, oh, remember that, remake of Nightmare on Elm Street or Psycho? People are like, not really. I remember they made one. I've never seen it. Don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And again, if you can improve on the original, or at least do a service by making it just as good, what's the point?
Absolutely agreed.
My dishonorable mention is another Platinum Dunes shitfest, and that would be Friday the 13th.
Boo, that one was another shitter. Yeah, totally. Way to go, Platinum Dunes. You fucked it up for everyone.
Yep.
Well, guys, I think that's going to be about it for this little episode. We'll be back again next week. And if you like it, leave us some comments. Let us know what your favorites and your least favorites are. Let us know if you agree with us, you disagree with us. Have a blast with it. We'll be back next week.
Take care.